Now.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
Good evening.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We're down one man. This is Vince speaking. That's Sam. Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Good.
Tyler's not here today. He was trying to be a hero this weekend and uh uh found himself on the injured list. So he's down a man. But I'm playing injured right now. Went to the dentist, but so if you see me talking and then I dribble some water, no, you didn't. Okay, don't worry about it. But how are you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. Had a great weekend. Um, can't wait to jump into the reason why,
Oh yeah,
which is got me seeing gold. No, it was just a great weekend. I wasn't around last week, was a little bit under the weather, but 100% now.
yeah, totally. Um, yeah, so we got a lot of different places we can start. Obviously, I think we're gonna start with the Olympics because that was the big event for the last couple of weeks, right? Um, so there was a couple of different things that happened. Obviously, we're gonna talk about hockey. We're gonna talk about a couple of different things that happened, but I think first we want to talk about some big things that happened. We'll start locally with Oakland's own Alyssa Liu winning gold in the figure skating and doing it her way. The if you haven't had a chance to watch it, where the hell have you been? First and foremost, it's been all over the place. First off, go and watch that if you have not yet. Secondly, the entire story. She in 2019 she like won the worlds as a 13-year-old, which is too young to actually qualify for Olympics. There wasn't an Olympics in 2019, but she was like on top of the world in 2022. She did qualify for the Olympics, but she was like burnt out at that point and just retired at 16. And then so she steps away at age 16 in 2022. She's like, I'm done, I'm quitting, I'm out. And then because it was just burnout and just the way that they train you as specifically as a figure skater, just it's insane and it's wrong. And there's a lot of like very unhealthy things that happen. Let's just phrase it that way. We don't need to go too heavy into it. So then a couple of years later, she goes off, she lives her own life, figures out who she is as a person, all that good stuff. And then she's like, you know what? I'm down to come back, but I'm not down to like, um, starve herself or anything like that. So she comes back. She has a better mental picture of herself as an athlete. She's not gonna, do crazy things, but she's having fun out there. She's just kind of she's just out there doing her own thing. She calls it her art. She's out there to show the world her art is what she's doing. And her art is pretty damn good. In fact, good enough to get a goddamn gold for not just USA, but for Oakland. So hell yeah. Just
That was a
really
great story.
impressive show. And yeah, it was, she's been all over the internet, and it's just been a lot of fun to see, and a lot of as she's skating off the ice, she goes, "That's what I'm fucking talking about," right? So that was a lot of fun to see. And then and she goes, "Shout out Oakland," because there was some guy like holding up an Oakland flag right behind like the camera she's skating off to. So that's great. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun to see that happen in real time.
It
And
was great when she shouted out FJF. That was
yeah. So I actually sent a picture to the group chat. If Alyssa Liu sells the team and moves to Vegas, I'm gonna lose it, as
yeah.
somebody tweeted out. So just it's been overall just really good feelings about Alyssa Liu specifically. It's just been a really great story for America and the internet as a whole, but really the Bay Area and the East Bay, especially. Like we've been getting a lot of really good feelings out of that. Just we need good stories right now. Not a lot to be feeling good about, but that's one that we really just kind of latched on. We're like, yes, this is a good story. We're gonna hold on to that, and so that's a good one. Another good story coming out of the Olympics is Michaela Schifrin, who's basically the greatest skier, basically of all time. She had a brutal 2022 Olympics. This Olympics started off just as bad. She had 3 falls in the first 6 races to start these games. But Wednesday in the slalom, she won gold with 2 near perfect runs. It's the first medal of any kind since 2018, so it's just been a long time coming. But like outside of the Olympics, she wins 2/3 of her races. She's that good, and she's been winning since 2014 in Sochi, Russia. So she's just an all-time great skier, and it was just for whatever reason the Olympics have been just kind of her bugaboo for the last couple of cycles for 2022 and the start of 2026. But she figured it out, got it right, got the ship righted, and yeah, that's been another really good one. What other Olympic stories before we dig into hockey have caught your eye?
The cheating scandals of
Yeah,
curling has just been really wild. It's-
yeah, yeah. We talked a little bit about it last week, but yeah, just the fingers, the
yeah,
extra.
like what like clearly he's doing, the Canadians were doing this. It's what I saw, so
Yeah,
clearly they were doing it. So I don't understand their point of view of being like it's a hit job, they're picking on us. Like, so I don't understand that. But yeah, that's been the craziest thing that I've seen as far as like you out of all the sports, I didn't expect that to be a such a hot topic around the world.
right. It's kind of funny. There's been curling on every single day, and it's not reruns. I mean, unless it's like a replay from earlier that day, but it's like been like action from earlier that day. It hasn't been like stuff from like way earlier in the tournament. It's been curling. Like they made a distinct effort to make sure that there was curling on um every day of the tournament, and not just like they really stretched it out, and they made sure to broadcast every single event. I guess there must have been something that the Olympic Committee saw where there was a lot of people watching curling, and so or a lot of people excited about curling, so they really fed it to us, man. And that in turn made a lot of people pay attention to possible cheating. So so there we go. It was just kind of just kind of one fed into the other for sure. And now we're talking about it, and so we're gonna get even. I don't know how it's possible, but I'm sure we're gonna get even more curling in the next cycle. And who knows? Maybe we'll actually get some curling outside of the Olympics. There's rumors about some NFL players like getting some curling leagues started, uh, outside of the Olympic times, and I think that would be kind of cool to be able to, turn on ESPN 8, the Ocho, and see curling happen. I think that would be a lot of fun to be able to watch something like this happen. Out, like I'd like to see some of these sports get some shine outside of the Olympic time, and you just don't really get to see a lot of this happen outside of hockey, obviously, because it's it's a major sport. But the rest of these sports, the Olympics are really the only time they get to shine. Uh, so yeah, I am excited to see which sports do get a little bit of glow up after this. Which ones kind of get a little bit of a light shown on them after this.
For sure.
Outside of the Olympics. Maybe this is a chance for curling to get something to happen in the off season, outside of the Olympics. Yeah, so okay, so let's talk hockey. Oddly enough, for both the men and the women, it came down to USA versus Canada in the gold medal match, and both of these games went to overtime. And the USA won both of them.
Wow.
by 2-1 score. I can't believe that, man. That's absolutely wild. I was telling it to Tyler last week. He thought that the U.S. women were gonna not blow the doors off of the Canadian women. And I said, no, hold your horses, man. I think it's gonna be a lot closer. And God damn it, Vince Stradamus, the Oracle strikes again. I still thought the American women would win, and I was right about that. But just saying, I knew that it was gonna be a lot closer than than a lot of people thought, and just saying, scoreboard. So I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, that was a really good game as well. If you so go watch the highlights of that one. That one was an incredible game.
Yeah.
Seriously, go watch that one right now. Like if you're watching us on a replay later, you can pause us, go watch that, come back to this, and then yeah, it's really exciting. And then Hillary Knight, the captain for U.S. Women, she had a hell of an Olympics. She got engaged right before to her girlfriend, fiance now, right before the gold medal game. So that was fun. Congrats to Hillary Knight. So you know. She's leaving Italy with a couple of prizes there,
There you
so
go.
good on you, stick taps for her, all right. And then so now to the men's side, that game started at 5:00 a.m. on Sunday. So that here on the Pacific Coast. So that's a hate crime as far as I'm concerned. Um, but as we said, the US men ended up winning in overtime. I do have a couple of gripes. First off, obviously the start time. They wanted to start the game a little bit earlier because they wanted to be able to have the players, I guess, there for the closing ceremony or something like that. And I believe the Canadian broadcast said, "Screw the closing ceremony. Nobody cares about that. Like nobody at this game cares about the closing ceremony. Like no, I didn't watch the closing ceremony. I just watched.
As soon as the gold medal game was over,
Mhm.
I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, truly. Um, Okay, so but as far as scoring goes, Boldy from Minnesota got the United States goal 6 minutes into the first period. Canada got their goal late in the second from Cale Makar, the Colorado defenseman. That came off of a faceoff. And then the overtime goal came from Jack Hughes from the New Jersey Devils. He scored less than 2 minutes into overtime. Here's my other gripe: overtime is a 3-on-3. I know that we do 3-on-3 in the regular season in the NHL, but in the playoffs, in games that like truly matter, it's 5-on-5. And again, this circles back to they wanted these games to be finished somewhat quicker to like get people to the closing ceremony. No, nobody gives a shit about the closing ceremonies at this hockey game. Play 5-on-5. You know what? If you want it to be quicker, you can still do 4-on-4. I don't want 3-on-3. It turned it into silly nonsense almost and this is as an American whose team actually won. You know, I still feel like I feel cheated. I truly feel cheated. I got robbed out of a what could have been an even more epic game. It felt like nonsense. Like this game felt like a Jack in the Box ending or something like that. It was just a magic trick, a skills competition or something. It was just a lucky break really is what happened. And then Jack Hughes put it away. Absolutely a hell of a shot. He ripped it home. It was great. Don't get me wrong. And he absolutely earned it. I love that.
I can't believe
And
McKinnon missed that shot though.
yeah, it was an
That
absolute brutal miss.
wide fucking open, and he missed
Yeah.
it.
And Connor Hellebuck, the United States goalie, he plays for the Winnipeg Jets. He stopped 41 out of 42 shot attempts, a 976 save percentage for those keeping track at home. Connor McDavid was named the tournament MVP. Yeah, so Macklin Celebrini was named to the All-Star team for the tournament. That was not surprising at all for anybody who watched the tournament. Kel McCarr also to the tournament, and Quinn Hughes as well, and Urosh Slavkovsky, I believe is how you say it. Yeah, so these that was your Winter Olympic Games All-Star team. Yeah, so Macklin Celebrini had himself a hell of a tournament. He was the top goal scorer, and I believe he was number 2 in total points scored as well. 5 goals, 5 assists, I believe was his final total. So he had a hell of a tournament, and yeah, just really put his mark on Team Canada, and he is gonna be playing for Team Canada for a very very long time, and I'm super excited that he's on Team Teal in the in the off season for national best on best, so that this is truly feeling blessed. And we have Will Smith hockey playing. When you search for him, you have to type in Will Smith hockey, otherwise you get the actor rapper. um so yeah, we have Will Smith hockey as well, who's going to be playing for Team USA probably in the next tournament in 2030. I believe he was probably, if he didn't get hurt this year, he was probably going to be one of the first couple of names out. Like he would have been like in the discussions, but then probably left off the team. But he would have been like right there, like kind of on the edge, on the bubble, and then eventually left off. But like it was, he's going to be in the running for the team next year, the next time around. So I'm really looking forward to seeing both of these young players as the years go on.
And the Four Nations, that tournament's coming back. Is it next year or the following year?
The following year, so in 2 years. And it could be Four Nations, but the other thing it could be though is
It might go to
we could
six, right?
it could be 6, or it could be even like 8 or something like that as well. Like they may expand it out even further. Who knows? It could be 6. It depends what happens if IIHF decides that they've punished Russia long enough. Really is what it comes down to. Um, and if Russia is done beat like bombing Ukraine is really what it comes down to. That's that's what it is at this point. I don't know, and I just
Sure.
the world sucks, man. The world sucks. We don't need to deep dive into that. I don't want to engage my history degree right now. I don't need to. I don't want to do that right now. There's a whole tangent I could go on. I'm not going to do that right now, but just know that I have thoughts, and they're not. It's not pleasant.
Because right now
I'm not going to do that.
they have the Olympics, the Nations tournament,
Yeah. So every 2 years, basically, they could have something going on.
right? And then it's
Um,
like one of them's like a all-star game.
Yeah, so you could
And
have the All-Star game every other year, and then in those in between years, you have either the Olympics or or the Nations tournament
Right.
in between. So that would be the idea.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited that obviously really excited that the US won
Mhm.
42, 43 years or something like that.
46, 46 since 1980 was the last time
Right.
US won.
So
Yeah.
it's been a long time coming, and it was incredible to see. But for the Sharks, for Team Teal, man, I think Celebrini getting that experience with the national team, the Canadians, I think there's going to be some carryover with NHL hockey. And now I'm just hoping that he's able to maybe power the Sharks into a playoff spot, man. That's what I'm really excited for is
Yeah.
for NHL
Yeah.
to pick back up and see the Sharkies in the playoffs.
Yeah, so I think at this point, just one more note on Team USA hockey. They went 18 for 18 on the penalty kill. They did not allow a single power play goal through the entire tournament. So, say what, like there was a lot of talk about bringing on some guys and not bringing on, Jason Robertson, for example, who was I believe number 2 or number 3 in the entire league in goals scored right now, especially among Americans that they could have brought but didn't. So there was a lot of players that they left off, that a lot of scoring firepower that they left home, that they could have brought, that maybe they should have brought times, that might have been useful, but they ended up not bringing him. But if you kill every single power play that you penalty that you were on, it certainly helped a lot. And just by the skin of your teeth, getting that lucky break in a 3-on-3 uh, overtime, in a clown show overtime. God, get it together. I need at least a 4-on-4, if not a full 5-on-5 overtime, at least for a gold medal game. If you want to do 3-on-3 during the prelims or the round robin tournament, okay, fine, sure. I can justify that. I can see the benefit of that to keep the games moving, sure. But but for the gold medal game, if you're already going to play a 20-minute game, 20-minute period anyway, 5-on-5. There's no reason not to. I want to see the best on best at full strength. There's no reason not to. This is nonsense. I'm it is a clown show. I like that really pissed me off. Like I just it really hamstrung both teams, I think. And it's just because of a lucky break, the United States was able to, secure the bag. It was two lucky breaks, really. It was Nathan McKinnon missing that shot, and then like on the ensuing possession, basically, Jack Hughes was able to collect, and then it was able to rip home a hell of a shot off of Jordan Bennington, who I hate. So I don't really feel too bad about that part of it. But but to back to the Sharks part of it, Macklin Celebrini sitting there pissed off, holding that stuffed animal that probably already got its head ripped off. Uh, getting that silver, the picture of him. Somebody I think on Reddit said, "Thanks, I hate it." It was just. It feels like that this is definitely fuel to the fire. Um, this could be something, you hang it up, you frame it, and you just remember this feeling of being so close to attaining, the goal of all goals, right? When you're a kid, you dream of winning a gold medal for your country, right? And you're right there, and you had it ripped away from you just by the the narrowest of margins. It's right there, and it's gone in just an instant. And just for the next 4 years at least, it's going to be right there to focus him. So I think the Sharks may win a cup in the next 4 years, man. With Macklin Celebrini dragging them along. It would not shock me if 3 years from now, Macklin Celebrini has forcefully dragged us into into a Western Conference Finals at the very least. I'm not saying it's happening this year, but if we get some help on defense next year, we're making a run into the playoffs, and then the following year after that, Western Conference Finals. That's certainly on the table, depending on what the off seasons look like. I think I this is we're talking about a possible man possessed at this point, and and he's just going to get even better. He's already a top 3 player in the league at this point. He's proven that at this point. He could come back, and they may have already pinned the C on his chest at this point, man. Like the way he played in this tournament, I think he's already earned it. We talked about that before earlier this year, and
I don't know
know
if they're
what
gonna give
else
it to him mid-season. I don't know if they would give it to him mid-season.
I think there's precedent for doing it.
But there's no reason why not to. I mean, come on.
They've only the only reason they didn't pin the C on Tyler Toffoli is because they didn't want to take it away from him to give it to Macklin Celebrini.
Right.
And so they're waiting to give it to Macklin Celebrini until he's ready for it. At this point, I don't know. I think he's ready for it. I
honestly think once they give it to him, I think he'll probably elevate even more because of that. He's not a dude that's you get some athletes that you reward them with something, you give them the contract, and then they're kind of like they chill,
Yeah.
they relax. I think he's the opposite of that. Like he's the ultimate competitor of
Mhm.
you honor him with that
Ooh,
with the letter, and it elevates him.
I
It
have a thought.
elevates the team.
I have a thought. Um, Here's what I'm thinking happens. They don't give him the C just yet. They give it to him when the Sharks clinch a playoff spot. That's what happens. Um, they just kind of maintain the status quo as it is right now. They keep going, they keep grinding. The Sharks work their way into the playoffs, and maybe they clinch on the last day. Maybe they clinch it, with a game to go or something like that. But like in the post game, whatever, they they give him the shark tooth necklace, and then uh somebody takes the uniform, and then they put a C on it or whatever, and then uh they give him his uniform back, they put it on him, and there's the C on it. Or it could be something cool like that. I think
Right.
I don't know exactly how it would work, but I think it could be something like that. So I think that could be how it would work, and then you go into the playoffs with a proper captain. uh because I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want them in the playoffs without a captain. But at that point, he would have earned it, I think. And I don't. Then and at that point, I think he would have felt like he would have earned it too at that point as well.
For
So,
sure.
but before then, I think there's still a lot of work to do. I think he would say that too, because at this point, there's nothing to say otherwise. So anyway, so to wrap up the Olympics part, this is kind of bled into Sharks talk at least a little bit too. The Olympics have been a lot of fun. If you For the medal count, Norway finishes on top with 41 total medals, 18 of them gold. United States finishes second in the medal count, 33 of them, 12 of them gold. That's the highest total that the United States has finished up at the Winter Games, for both total medals and gold medals, in I think ever, actually. Because normally, like, they're they finish like third or fourth or something like that, but Norway always dominates, especially these like the alpine events, your skiings and your Nordic combines and your biathlons and all of that stuff. So yeah, but it's sweet. Yeah, so this is kind of good to see. Good to see us put up some big numbers there. Italy, as the host, they finished third with 30 total medals, and 10 of them being gold. So big ups to the hosts for putting on a hell of a show. Um, yeah, yeah. So there you go. Yeah, this was I think Italy in the end. They, it's the Olympics. They the hosts usually find a way to get it done. To get the job done. They get it together in the end, right? Uh, uh, we don't usually like how the sausage gets made. There's always questions about, like, how the infrastructure gets done, what happens to the infrastructure after, and all that stuff. And I'm sure when we revisit certain places years after the fact, it doesn't look pretty, but um, in the moment, it looks pretty nice, right now. So hopefully, things continue to be used, or whatever. I hope there's plans for after the fact to, uh, at least have most of these venues continue to get some use after the fact. I don't want this all to be wasted. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay. So let's switch gears, I guess, over to hockey. And just one note, for off the ice, the Sharks did end up cutting loose Jeff Skinner. He Obviously, this was something that we kind of thought was coming. And it did end up happening. He just wasn't scoring. He was brought in to score goals. He wasn't scoring the goals. You expected him to be a middle six forward, and he just wasn't producing like a middle six forward. And yeah, you can't have him. You know, he can't take up the spot of somebody, you know, he's just kind of it just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you hope for better, and sometimes it happens, and it's unfortunate. Hopefully, he can sign on somewhere else. I don't know if that's going to end up happening. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, you take some swings on some veteran guys, and that's kind of what you do in rebuilds, right? Yeah, you bring on some veteran guys. You're trying to help them teach the new guys, but also, hopefully some of these veteran guys find a spark, right? And hopefully they mesh in, and hopefully hopefully it works out. With some of them, it does. Like Alexander Wenberg, it kind of worked out pretty well. Dmitry Orlov has worked out better than I thought he would, if I'm
Right.
being honest.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, it didn't work out so well for Jeff Skinner. And it's unfortunate. It is what it is. And we're on to Cincinnati. Um, to borrow a phrase from a former New England head coach. As far as the standings go, right now the Sharks are currently sitting 5 points out of a playoff spot. They're sitting 27 wins, 24 losses, 4 overtime losses. Right now, the Mammoth and the Ducks hold the wild card spots. You got the Kings and the Predators currently ahead of the Sharks as well. The Blackhawks are 5 points back of the Sharks. So I think the Sharks are kind of the bottom of the line of contenders for the playoffs. Below the Sharks, it's just a race to the bottom. I think we were doing race to the bottom last season, uh, because the Sharks were in the race to the bottom. I don't so that really doesn't apply to us this year. We're kind of racing for the playoffs, is what we're racing for. So that being said, we just other there really isn't anything else. There was other guys that played in the Olympic tournament for the Sharks. You had Wenberg played for Sweden. He played in 5 games. He didn't register a point. Philip Kurashev, he played for Switzerland. He had 1 goal and 2 assists. And Pavel Regenda played for Slovakia. He was in 6 games, 3 goals and 2 assists for 5 points. So those guys are all coming back right now. Pavel Regenda is stuck in New York because of the storms. Macklin Celebrini flew into Miami with all the other Canadian team, and then from Miami they were going to go off to wherever all their other teams were. So Pavel Regenda is trying to figure out how the hell to get to San Jose. For upcoming games, on Thursday, the Sharks play Calgary. On Saturday, they play Edmonton, and on Sunday, they play Winnipeg. What game do you have for win of the week?
Calgary.
You'll take Calgary?
Yeah, they got to
All right.
end this losing streak because I think they've lost 4 in
Yeah.
a row.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take Winnipeg, just to be different, and we'll get Tyler's win of the week a little bit later. Yeah. So I've got that locked in. I don't think he's going to take Edmonton, so he'll probably side with one of the two of us, just to. And the standings right now, I have 10 points on win of the week, and both of you, you and Tyler have 7 games correct. So there we go. Yeah, so I guess that'll do it for hockey. We can switch gears to football. Did you have anything Raiders wise that you wanted to talk about?
Really, it's just a gripe. I've
Okay.
been, really, it's just a gripe. Been watching a lot of podcasts, a lot of radio people, a lot of pundits on television, all the major networks, and everybody just talking shit that the Raiders, oh, trade the pick. You're not ready for a quarterback. It's like, they take shots at the team, at the franchise. When is it a right time? Nobody said this about Tennessee. Nobody said this about Washington. You're picking number one for a reason, Vince. The team's not very good. The team's not very good. And what has been the knock on the Raiders for the past 20 years, even with Derek Carr, other than the 1 year that he was potentially MVP and he broke his foot and he was never the same after that, was they didn't have the quarterback. So now you finally have an opportunity to get a quarterback. You have $100 million in salary cap. Everybody knows the offensive line was dog shit. You think John Spytek and Clint Kubiak, who just won the Super Bowl, is like, we don't know what to do. Of course, you got to fix the offensive line. So it's just, I'm so sick and tired of these pundits that just go out of their way to make these comments where if the roles were reversed, where the Jets were number one, you would not be hearing this. You would not hear that, oh, the Jets aren't ready, and they're a bigger shit show than the Raiders right now. Like, they literally could not hire an offensive coordinator who wanted to take that job. You know what I mean? Like, they are a mess. So it's just that to me is just my gripe is, instead of being excited for that the Raiders have a Super Bowl winning head coach now. He was the OC coming off of the Super Bowl winning team. He seems to be a young, bright, motivated head coach in the makings. And you potentially can put a union together with him and a rookie quarterback. The Raiders have not been in a position to really truly rebuild their franchise. The last time that they had the opportunity with salary cap room, the number one overall pick, new coach, was way back when Jamarcus Russell, and obviously that didn't work out. I mean, like, come on. Fernando Mendoza is completely different than what Jamarcus Russell is. Fernando Mendoza is mentally sound. You don't have concerns with drugs or alcohol or the off field stuff. Like, let's not lie to ourselves. Those concerns were there for Jamarcus coming out of college. We all know that. But, a lot of people turned a blind eye because they just wanted to think he was going to win. And, with Lane Kiffin, he didn't want to draft Jamarcus. So say what you want about Lane Kiffin. He's probably not a great human being, but he's a hell of a football coach. I don't like him, but I don't like what the college game has become, but he wins football games. So he was onto something with not wanting to draft Jamarcus, but this is the first time since then, Vince, that the Raiders have really had the opportunity to rebuild their team. And it's just frustrating to keep hearing national media and pundits take their shots. And it's just going to be all the more rewarding that when this team is good again, and I think it's going to happen with this coaching staff, um, and this quarterback, is there's a lot of talent on this team. You got Genty. He proved that he has all the talent in the world. If he can stay healthy, he has all the talent in the world to be a dominating running back. And we saw what Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker did in that system. Um, really good running backs, those guys, really good. But Genty is a dog. Like, he's a man dog. And to see what he can do in this system, and then to see everybody already knows what Brock Bowers is, and to see the production that he's going to have, I really think you really need to go out and get a number one wide receiver, and there's guys out there in free agency that you can go out and get. And then, yeah, the defense is going to be a work in process, but you got the salary cap and you got 10 draft picks. You're going to be able to turn this roster over. And there's already look at the coaching staff that Clint Kubiak has hired. It's what I like that they did. They went and got a lot of young guys, and they got guys that are creative, that are motivators. where that was the biggest gripe last year was like you got a lot of coaches that just seemed like, they were the coach's son. You had two coaches that were just the sons of the head coach. And then you hear about those units watching film with the general manager because the coaches ain't doing it. So it just seemed like last year they were never on the same page with the players, with the staff, with nobody was on the same page. And you look at the resumes that a lot of these guys that Clint Kubiak is bringing in, they've all won. They've all been a part of winning. They've all been a part of winning cultures, whether it's with Seattle, Denver, Philadelphia. They went and plucked a lot of guys that are just bright young minds. And I think that's really smart because the modern athlete is different than the days of when Pete Carroll was, won the Super Bowl with Seattle. It is different. The league has changed. The player has changed. And NIL has changed a lot of things in college and changed the mentality of young people coming in. So I feel like they're finally truly having a foundation. And I'm just excited for it. Obviously the underwear Olympics started today and tomorrow on Tuesday. And I'm excited to see, the draft, and free agency is right around the corner. So I'm really excited that what's going to happen next. So it's like not really a lot of breaking news, but I'm really excited for what they did. And I'm really excited specifically that Rob Leonard got promoted. He's the defensive line coach that got promoted to the defensive coordinator. And I think this dude, he's really bright. He's considered one of the bright defensive minds in the league right now, and he brings a lot of passion. So he reminds me a little bit of like Robert Saleh, like that type of rah rah, cheering for his guys on the sideline type of personality. But he has, I think he has the smarts and the wit to back it up, and I'm just really excited, man. So enough of the hate.
Fair enough.
There's never, I mean, you're picking number one for a reason. you know,
Yeah.
there's a reason why you're number one
Yeah.
in the
Totally.
draft. You're not very good.
Fair enough. Okay. So the 49ers are losing their tight end coach. Brian Fleury is hired to be the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks after the Raiders hired Clint Kubiak. Um let's see. Also for the 49ers, um they're going to be playing the Rams in the season opener in Melbourne, Australia. Uh so the 49ers are going to be the visiting team there. I think we talked about that before, but also it's come out that the 49ers are going to be hosting a game in Mexico City. So they're going to be doing double duty for international games next season. I believe that this is going to be the first time a team is going to be doing international games in two different cities. We've had Jacksonville do like international games before, like multi like uh play in London for like a couple of games in a row, but we've never had them like do different cities, like basically go on tour. Um so the 49ers are going on tour is what's happening. The Mexico City game I believe is going to be in December, although I don't know that that's been made official yet. That's just last I saw according to the Athletic is it's going to be in December. Um so that's going to be fun for the 49ers. They're going to I believe they're going to break the record for most miles traveled for a team this year. I don't see how they don't, because when you're traveling to both Australia and Mexico City, and the Mexico City game is one of your home games, you know, uh, that's a tough break for miles traveled. But and you're a West Coast team already, so you already are top five in miles traveled as it is. You know, that's the hand you're dealt for that. But you also do get to expand your global reach. Um, Speaking of global reach, the 49ers, ownership group, they are part owners of Leeds United. You know who bought into Leeds United? Did you hear about this, Sam?
No.
Um, your boy Crosby, Max Crosby, has bought into Leeds United, reportedly.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. So there's whispers. I'm just saying there's some whispers happening. Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If he
I don't.
gets traded, they're not trading him to the 49ers.
We'll see. We'll
It's
see.
not gonna happen.
I'm just. You know what? It's not going to happen until it happens. That's all I'm going to say. It's never happened before until it happens. We'll see. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it hasn't happened yet. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
not gonna
saying.
happen.
He's never had the chance to play alongside super quality defensive linemen like Nick Bosa. You
Who
know,
will get hurt?
well, maybe having Max Crosby on the other side, maybe take some of that pressure off of Nick Bosa. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We're I'm just telling you what I know has happened is Max Crosby and the 49ers uh are both investors in Leeds United. That's all I'm saying is that is noteworthy. It's just something that I saw come across my feed. I was like, "Oh, really? Hmm.
Not gonna happen.
Interesting. Interesting." I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If something comes out in a month from now, just put a pin in this. I'm just saying it's not going to happen. But what if it does? I'm just saying it's not going to happen. But okay, all right. Miami is starting to clean house. Moving on to the rest of the NFL. Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb are getting released. Tyreek Hill is definitely not going to try to go back to the Chiefs. Uh, he's washed though, man. Like even if he does go back to the Chiefs, I'm not nearly as worried about it as I would have been, even 2 years ago. Bradley Chubb. I think that there might still be
It's gonna
some
be a big market for him.
yeah, there's still some opportunity for him as to
I
be
mean,
shaved
coming
up.
back off of that injury, I think he put up like 7 or 8 sacks,
Hmm.
and he played
Yeah,
in every game. Like, he didn't miss any games.
yeah,
And so you're talking about next year is 2 years removed since that injury.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, and
So I
next
think
year's
there's
gonna
a
be
market.
exactly.
Yeah, there's
It's
definitely a market
always
for him.
yeah, it's always the second year after coming back from that
Right.
injury. That first year is just kind of getting your legs back under you. That second year is when you really take off, right?
How many
So,
teams would just whatever he did in Miami, how many teams would just take that right now?
um,
Like,
I
a
would
lot of
say
teams would take that.
I would say probably 24 of them at
Right.
least, like 3/4 of the league, I think would
Right.
absolutely take that. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be something to keep a note on as we go on. Okay, so let's just switch gears over to basketball real quick. We got some basketball news at large before we talk about the Warriors specifically. Chris Paul making it official. He is retiring after 21 seasons. Earlier this year, the Clippers kind of did him a little dirty by releasing him in the middle of the night. He ended up not being able to make it work out with I think was it the Pistons or something he was last with. Maybe it was I don't even remember at this point, but he made it official and he is retiring after 21 seasons. Uh, Obviously a hell of a career. He's one of the all-time great point guards in the league, but also kind of a little bit of a villain for Warriors fans. So we definitely remember Steph Curry putting him in the mixer a couple of times. That was fun for us to watch. He ended up being a Warrior for a season toward the end of his career. He came off the bench for us toward the end there a couple years ago. That ended up being sort of just a money move, just to help us get the which contract was that we got off of our books.
It was to get us under the salary cap apron.
Yeah, but we traded for Chris Paul for the years though. It was because we had
It
signed
was
somebody.
we unloaded our buddy Jordan Poole.
It was Jordan Poole. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was It was the Jordan Poole contract.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's
And
right.
then Jordan
So
Poole just got traded a couple weeks ago too, didn't he?
yeah, he's in New Orleans now, I think.
And he's not even playing. He's like DNPs.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, so obviously a hell of a career and a lot of respect for Chris Paul, for the career, and he's a super smart guy too. He was like the player union like rep lead guy for the players for a long time too. He's really smart, just like a really highly intelligent player and really important for the players for the longest time. And hopefully, and obviously, he's probably going to be active going forward in some aspect with the league. So he's even though he's not playing anymore, he's still going to be around the game, I'm sure, in some capacity. So he's not going too far. I'm certain of that. So he's just changing roles, so to speak. Uh, another point guard who's not on the court right now is Kyrie Irving, Dallas point guard. He's not playing this season. He was still recovering from tearing his left ACL at the end of last season. The timeline to return just isn't quite working out. Kyrie and Anthony Davis played a total of 25 minutes together in Dallas. Obviously, Anthony Davis has since been traded, so that number is not going to be going up anymore. So just, man, just it's man, that guy made a mess of it, didn't he? He really did. And Kyrie Irving, basically, this season is lost for Dallas. Like they're not making the playoffs. They're still toward the bottom of the, of the standings. So yeah. So that's just kind of where it's at right now. He's not gonna be back in time to make a difference. So they're just gonna slow down a little bit, and he'll be back ready to go for next year. So, all right. So let's talk briefly. The Warriors did play 2 games this week. Steph Curry is still going to be out for 3 more games after yesterday's game. They're hopeful he can return for the game against the Clippers on March 2nd. This is unfortunately going to make him ineligible for any postseason awards. That's going to end his 5-year All NBA streak. All postseason awards in the NBA require 65 minimum games played. Red leather, yellow leather. There we go. Spit it out, Vin. Okay, so for the games that happened, Kristaps Porzingis made his debut against the Boston game on Thursday. 12 points in 17 minutes. It's also his first game period since January 7th. He's only played 59 games over the last 2 seasons due to a litany of injuries. So, just kind of getting some rust knocked off of him. 17 minutes. Okay, sure. That's fine. On Sunday, the Warriors get a surprise win against Denver, 128 to 117. They survived a Joker triple double, and not just any triple double, a 35 point, 20 rebound, 12 assist triple double. Pods had quite the flurry in the fourth quarter. He finished with 18 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists, but in the fourth quarter, he had 15 points and 8 rebounds. So there was no Kristaps Porzingis due to an illness or Draymond Green to his lower back for the Warriors in this game yesterday. So that a surprise win. The Nuggets are in third right now, so the Warriors are still in that eighth spot. They're, we talked about it the last few weeks. They're 7th is too far out, 9th is too far back. They're just kind of maintaining distance. They're maintaining a safe distance between the driver in front of you and the driver behind you on the freeway right now. That's where they're coasting in that second to the second to the right lane, just coasting along in the freeway in that 8th seed. That's where they're staying. They're 30 wins and 27 losses. upcoming games for the Warriors. They're at the Pelicans on Tuesday. They're at the Grizzlies on Wednesday, and then they're at home against the Lakers on Saturday. And then after those three games, that's then you have the Monday night game versus the Clippers. They're hoping that's when Steph Curry can come back. That game's going to be on Peacock as well. So if you figured out your streaming for the Olympics, hang on to that streaming for just one more week, and then you can watch the Warriors game as well. So there you go. Um, yeah. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, as far as the Warriors go, that's just kind of where they're at right now. These are the players we got. As far as guys that are out and available, there's not much out there right now. You're looking for guys that are being cut loose. There's not really much out there. You just kind of hoping that these guys can mesh together. We need Kristaps Porzingis. This is an illness, not an injury, so I'm not putting any real stock into him missing this game. Just hopefully it's just a little bug that kept him out, and it's nothing serious or anything. And he'll be back playing tomorrow. That's the hope, and it's just a little 24-hour bug, and it's gone. And maybe he just ate some bad shrimp or something, and it just didn't agree with him or something. Hopefully it's something real minor, and there you go. Just had to puke his guts out, and we're and that's the end of that.
Sweet.
Just had to say puke his guts out for the podcast.
Yummy.
Nom noms. Okay. I think that pretty much does it. I think
that's
the
it,
show,
man.
Yeah, we did it. Look at us.
All right, y'all.
Okay. For everybody hanging out with us this long, thanks for doing that. If you have the time, if you don't have the time, excuse us. We do break this up into smaller segments so you can watch us on that. Hit the bell for alerts when we go live on Mondays or Tuesdays. Generally Mondays. Sometimes we have to push it back for reasons. But thank you for hanging out with us. And just follow us on the socials. Slide into those DMs. Thank you so much. And FJF, have a great night, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Have a good night, guys.